I'm Tim Leo. What we're talking about today is probably the most important subject in my business. For those of you guys that don't know me, I run a $25 million marketing agency. We process data, process about 25 mil a year, and growing to 100 mil by the end of 2019. My whole business is built on one word, and that word is integrity. You know, growing up, I had a lot of good examples of what integrity meant, and I had a lot of examples of what it did not mean. My dad, thank God, was a positive example. I can always remember as a child, I grew up in Toronto, Canada. My parents are missionaries, so I've been to like the Philippines, South America, all over the United States, and Eastern and Central United States. And my dad, when we were kids, he promised us that he would take us to it's called the CN Tower. It's like this big tower in Toronto. If you like Google the skyline of Toronto, you'll see it right there. It's that big rotating tower, and it's got a restaurant on the top. So when we were kids, he was like, man, one day I'm gonna take y'all up to the CN Tower, and I'm gonna take you kids to that restaurant. And we were like, yeah, right? So we were super hyped about that. Well, in our travels, you know, traveling all over the world, we never went, right? And so we were like, man, is my dad really gonna take us to the top of the CN Tower? So one day he's like, man, I want you kids to know that your daddy, is a daddy of his word, and he's gonna do what he says he's gonna do for you. And he took us to the top of the CN Tower, and I never forget, you know, sitting at the top, and like it spins around, like I think every hour makes a complete rotation, so you can see the whole city, I think every hour. Never forget, like sitting there eating a little salmon or whatever, you know, at the top of the tower, thinking like, man, my dad is a man of his word, you know, and that's what I took into the business world. That's why we've built such a successful business, is because when I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. Even if I take a loss, even if I have to go out of my way, even no matter what I have to do, if I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it. Now, there are times where I forget and I need to be reminded. Thank God for technology. But when everything is said and done, I do what I say I'm going to do. And that is integrity. That's the most important part of my business. You know, right now I'm dealing with a situation with a client of ours who was in a previous agreement with a different vendor, and the bottom line is that vendor told them one thing. They like said, we're gonna do this, right? And then the proof is in the pudding, and that pudding tasted sour. They completely, and I mean completely, disregarded the contract, the agreement, whatever that they wrote up. Now that that client is in all sorts of mess, and he turns to us to help them. And it's gonna be really cool over the next like couple months, next couple years, dealing with them, showing them what integrity in the business world looks like. But it's amazing to me how many companies there are and how many people there are that don't do what they say they're gonna do. There's a lot of punks out here running around, a lot of suckers out here running around, trying to do deals, and a lot of you know, companies can pull the wool over the eyes of the people they do business with, and that's good for them. You know, they make a bunch of profit and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm not in. Oh, my 5 minutes is almost up. At the end of the day, I'm not in this for money. I have all the money that I need. I'll never need money for the rest of my life. I'm in this to leave a legacy, right? Legacy is so much more important than money. Money is just paper. Like it means absolutely nothing. What a legacy is the way that people speak about your name when you are not there. Okay? We are leaving a legacy on our industry and on this world, and it feels great, man. So that's all I got. You know, just want to tell that quick story about my pops. my dad's a great example of integrity. I thank God for him every day. Hope you guys got something out of that. If you didn't, watch it again. God bless you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.